السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أهلا وسهلا فيكم في اليوم الرابع من الأسبوع التوعوي للتدريب التعاوني. And I would like to thank Mr. Asif Ali from Oregon Systems Company to participate in the College of Computer Science Co-op Awareness Week. Thank you, Mr. Asif, for accepting our invitation, and you can start if you have a presentation you want to share. If you want to receive the students' questions through the chatting during the session or after, it's up to you. So welcome, and you can start now. أستاذ عاصف بس عنده مشكلة في الصوت، ثواني دقيقة إن شاء الله ويرجع يشبك. بخصوص الاستفسار عن إذا ممكن استفساراتكم للأستاذ عاصف تكون باللغة الإنجليزية، وبالنسبة لعماد كل شيء يختص بالخطاب جاوبناه في السيشن اليوم الأول، فالتفاصيل موجودة بالإيميل اللي رسل فيه خطابات، أو ممكن تستمع للتسجيل اليوم الأول اللي راح نرسله لكم بإذن الله يوم الأحد الجاي. فإذا ممكن اليوم تكون الأسئلة للأستاذ عاصف بالنسبة لشركتهم.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asif.
Great. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to speak today. Give me a moment. Let me just share my screen real quick. Yeah.
Inshallah. Shukran.
Thank you. Please confirm if you guys are able to see the screen.
Yes, we can.
Great. So thank you very much once again. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Asif Ali Ganai, and I work as a senior solutions architect at Oregon Systems. I have been with Oregon for the last 10 odd years. So I come from a pure architecting background, wherein I basically one of my expertise is to evaluate the cybersecurity controls in any critical infrastructure, and then helping the customers on a journey in order to optimize the controls when it comes to cybersecurity. Now, I would like to start with introduction of Oregon Systems. I'm not sure if every one of you knows about us. So for those who have not heard about us, so we Oregon Systems, we are basically based out of Bahrain as headquarters, and we have our regional presence in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have our offices in UAE, Dubai, and Qatar as well. And as we speak, we are basically in the process of opening a couple of more entities in the region of Kuwait and Algeria to serve the African nation, right? So we are basically focused on the OT and IoT cybersecurity. OT is operational technology and Internet of Things when it comes to IoT. So we don't do any projects when it comes to pure IT base, right? So if you talk about the customers that we serve, or the industries rather that we serve, any critical industry or any critical infrastructure rather, that falls under our banner, right? So we have more than 200 channel partners across the region. As I stated, we are in 5 countries as of today. More than 600 OT cybersecurity deployments we have carried out across the region. And those installations they're really complex. If you speak about normal installations, we have more than 2,000 references. More than 100 employees across the region. And we are partners with all the major names that you see in the market, like you can think of Yokogawa, Siemens, Rockwell's, or like any OEM out there, they are our basically partners, right? So moving forward, This slide highlights the technology focus and the market focus that I just spoke about. When it comes to technology focus, so purely into the OT and IoT cybersecurity, we have the expertise of assisting clients, from day zero to evaluate and to help them build the optimal cybersecurity controls, right? It includes, like your discovery solutions or prevention or detection, or you can think of segmentation, or you can simply think of any, like risk assessment or vulnerability assessment services as well when it comes to the services point of view. Market focus, this is basically the areas where we are highlighting or where we are basically targeting. Now you can think of any big names. If you talk about Saudi Arabia in specific, in particular, you can think of all the names starting from Aramco to Saudi Electricity, to SWCC, to Marafiq, to Jomel, or to Sal, or, these are basically all our current customers, right? So we are there, we are out there everywhere, every critical infrastructure you will see us, because we carry like around 12 odd technologies, which are purely fit for the OT landscape, right? So this is our expertise. As I stated earlier, we do consulting. We have basically a consultative approach. We don't go and sell out technologies, just out of the box. No. So basically what we do is we sit with the end users, we understand the pain points and evaluate, and, so that's basically pure consulting approach we have. We have expertise when it comes to vulnerability or risk assessments, whether it's end-to-end, whether it's high level or passive, it doesn't really matter. We do have expertise in assessing the architecture, whether it's a greenfield deployment or a brownfield deployment. We can help customers, design the best architecture that sits in line to the defense in depth strategy, which is a pure fit, or which is basically recommended for the industry. We also provide awareness and technology focused trainings. As a matter of fact, lately we have introduced, providing awareness workshops to universities as well. And we were in your university last month, a couple of weeks earlier, where we spoke about OT cybersecurity. So yeah, that's something that we have added newly to our offerings or our portfolio. Earlier, we were providing awareness and technology focused trainings, but that was limited to our partners and customers or workshops. But now we have started, awareness sessions or awareness trainings for educational institutions as well, right? And as a matter of fact, you guys were the first ones, yeah. We also have, expertise in carrying out demos for any use cases, or you can say proof of concepts. If a customer wants to evaluate, or, he wants to see what exactly, how exactly that specific technology works, or it will behave in his environment. So what we are doing in those scenarios, so basically we are trying to replicate the customer infrastructure up to certain extent within our lab, which we have in Al Khobar in our office. And then we are basically, integrating those solutions. And finally, we invite customers, over coffee or over lunch to our office. And then that's exactly when we basically demonstrate how exactly the thing looks like. Right, so that's a quick introduction about Oregon Systems. Please feel free to ask any questions. We want to make it as interactive as possible. And as I believe, as a matter of fact, this session was more onto the training perspective, if I'm not wrong, the corporate training and all that stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, we don't provide corporate trainings, but as I stated, what we have recently added as workshops, and what we have also added, as a matter of fact, is, we call it a boot camp kind of thing. It's like you can call it a summer boot camp or a workshop, which spans for a time period of 1 month. And basically what we do is, we select a group of students, and they are here for the whole month, and we walk them through, the real-time scenarios, or exactly how the work looks like. Or if you talk about how a site looks like from an engineering perspective, we will send a couple of them, depending upon the availability certain sites to basically shadow our engineers, wherein they will get the chance to figure out how exactly the work is done when it comes to critical infrastructure. Or if you simply talk about meetings, how do we go and take that consultative approach, with customers? How do we open doors for talks about the cybersecurity aspects? So that's also something that we encourage the students or the participants, to participate with us in customer meetings and all, right? So within that 1 month period, what will again happen, as first of all, that the program is flexible. It doesn't mean a participant has to finish 1 month on the go. No, they can come for a week, they can take a week off, they can come back again. So it's that 30 days or 4 weeks period that they have to finish before we can award them with a participation certificate, right? And in line to that, we will also be delivering some sessions based on the technologies that I earlier stated that we cater, which is around 12 technologies, which are pure fit for the OT infrastructure or critical infrastructure base, right? Please ask me any questions if you guys have. No questions? Great. Okay, so that's what we deliver. Also during that 1 month, we provide mentorship or networking opportunities with the candidates who are participating. And yes, I mean, if you talk about permanent job placing, definitely, I mean, we're open to that. As I stated, we have more than 150 partners, or we have more than all the OEMs. Basically, they are our strategic partners. What we can also do is based on the performance of a specific candidate, we can recommend definitely to any of those big names out there in the market, right? And if we see a potential in the candidate, yes, that candidate might be a fit for us. Whether it's the engineering space, or it's the sales space, or it's the pre-sales or architecting space, definitely we'll go ahead and hire that talent, yeah. So is there anything specific you guys want me to touch on? Hello, am I audible still? Ms. Stifler, can you hear me still? I mean, am I still audible? Okay, great.
Mr. Asif, the session is recorded, so if you can add your email, the student will ask you questions later also. So if you can answer the questions today, and you may receive many questions later if it's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind answering any questions or any queries that any of the guys that may be having. That's perfectly fine for me.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm just sending down my email address on the chat to everybody. Yeah, so that's exactly what we can provide. I mean, we are really focusing on encouraging the youth now. And I know that, and I'm sure that this OT landscape is pretty much unknown to a lot of people out there. So I mean, if some candidates, they come from, let's say, IT, cybersecurity backgrounds or AI or ML backgrounds, I mean, we don't mind training them, or we don't mind, registering them, getting them registered under our boot camps. That's pretty fine with us, but it all depends. There will be a kind of assessment that those students have to go through in order to be eligible to participate, right? And when it comes to final placement, if we go a step ahead, GPA is of least concern that we consider, or certifications, to be honest, are of least concern. So we purely believe in the skill sets, and certification is something anybody can achieve at any point in time, right? So we don't really look at the GPA. Is it low, high, medium? It doesn't make really any difference to us. What matters to us is the willingness of that specific candidate to work, to learn, and that dedication is all that we are looking at, when it comes to hiring candidates. And as a matter of fact, we have an employee basically who is ex-IAU. I think he graduated just before a couple of years, and he's been with us for almost a year right now. Yeah, so I mean that was a summary from my side. I will again, okay, there's a question. Does the training include CIS specialization? So CIS is a benchmark, if I understood that question correctly. So again, those benchmarks or those regulatories, they are as deep as oceans. I mean, it needs a lot of time to practice and master those, but definitely we'll be giving you an overview of all those regulatories, be it a CIS benchmark or IEC or NES, like an overview of what exactly it talks about. We'll break it down into, like make it into smaller chunks, or, in order for the candidates to get familiar to it. But again, like there's again a lot of self-work that is required in knowing any of those regulatories or specializations rather. I think I have done talking. If I'll just wait for any questions. If you guys want to shoot up any questions, please feel free.
Thank you, Mr. Asif. I have two questions. As a co-op unit, who can we contact directly to look for training seats for all the majors we have? Do you have a specific email for training?
No, actually, you guys can send down your CVs to my email address. Or I can, you guys can send your CVs, and basically later when we shortlist some candidates, we can go through a kind of a quick assessment in order to figure out which candidates are the right fit.
Okay, so you prefer the students to contact you directly?
That's right. That's right. Because as a matter of fact, as I stated, we don't offer co-op training, but it's a similar concept that we are offering, which is a summer boot camp, we call it.
Okay, so, and the location in Bahrain?
No, the location, we have our office in Al Khobar, Saudi Arabia. The location is in Al Khobar, Saudi Arabia, and the training times are like normal working hours, 8 to 5 every day.
Okay, great. So for more questions, the students will contact you, inshallah. But for the college, we will announce that your company will receive the training requests through email directly from students.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do it that way. Or if you want to simplify things, students can reach out to you for an instance, and then you can draft it, so that we don't miss any emails and stuff, right?
Okay, we will do. So
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Asif, for participating in our Awareness Week. And thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
I think this is fine. Yeah. Thank you for your time. And inshallah, we will contact you through email.
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to speak today. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Masala.